Turning now to Decision 2012 and the race to the White House. With the Michigan primary now less than 36 hours away, the campaign has reached a fever pitch. 3 of the 4 major candidates are canvassing the state, and 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin caught up with Ron Paul as he made his pitch to voters today here in West Michigan.
One of the people who introduced Ron Paul at his rally talked about his consistent message, not just consistent during the presidential campaign, but a consistent message for years. He brought that message to a very enthusiastic and large crowd in Hudsonville. The line of dedicated supporters reached across the parking lot and up the hill. Some waited outside 3 hours before the event began.
And it's worth every minute of it.
Congressman Paul got big applause when he talked about bringing home the troops, and he drove home his often stated message that too much spending and borrowing is why the economy is in the shape it is today. But he also said he is optimistic that others are coming around to his way of thinking.
Right now, people are waking up and saying you can't solve the problem of too much spending and too much borrowing and too much debt and too much printing press money by merely doing the same thing over and over again. So that's why I'm optimistic that the people know now that we can't continue on the same course that we have been doing for at least the last 40 to 50 years.
The chants of "End the Fed" rang through the building after Dr. Paul criticized the country's monetary policy. After, I asked him how he would tackle such a big job. It seems like a really daunting task because generations of people are used to this monetary.
Yeah. Well, the daunting problem is continue to do what we do and have runaway inflation and destruction of a currency. That is what people should fear. But even though "End the Fed" is popular and I talk about the Fed, my position, if you read about it, it's not quite that way. I think the Fed will self-destruct and it'll disappear someday. But I advocate competition with the Fed, allowing parallel currencies to operate like they do worldwide. You have euros and yens and dollars. Well, you could do that domestically.
Near the end of his speech, Congressman Paul said he was energized by the big crowd that greeted him. Clearly, the crowd was energized by him. I'm Rick Albin, 24-hour News 8.